This one's coming from r/confessions. I now own my parents' home and plan to evict them. Trigger warning for substance abuse and child abuse. Hi folks, I hope you are doing well and that you're getting a lot off your chest where needed. So this is a story about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, so I worked hard and bought my parents' house. Now, I will admit this right from the start. I am not a good person by doing what I am doing. I'll have to give a little backstory to explain this whole thing. My parents married young, I wasn't planned, and when they were growing up, it was the standard thing that when you have a baby, you get your own place. It didn't matter if you rented or bought a place. So with my parents being young and with a baby on the way, they rented from this lovely fellow from Osaka, Japan, who we'll call Uncle Kiru. Now, Uncle Kiru was a wealthy man who made a lot of money from oil and property, but he started from nothing. So he knew that being young, you needed a helping hand to get people started. So he would rent out apartments and houses at lower than market rates for people who wanted a roof over their heads. He still made a profit, and because he had so many properties, he always had a steady income, whether there's a recession, floods, war, etc. Now, Uncle Kiryu was always generous to me and my family, helped where he could. We even had him over for birthdays and New Year's. He once brought me to the dentist when I fell and broke a tooth at age 11, and he paid for it without a question. Over time, as my parents got older, finished college, got better jobs, he helped them move from a one-bedroom apartment with no garden to a nice townhouse to a 3-bedroom house right outside the city center in Dublin, all of which he owned and rented out to them. However, if Kiro has a fault, he always tries to see the best in people, even if their flaws are staring him in the face. The reason I'm telling you so much about Uncle Kiro is because he is very important in this story, and because I literally owe him my life. About 12 years after they had me, they unfortunately were in a car accident and had numerous injuries. My dad cracked his ribs, tore a muscle in his back, and dislocated both shoulders. My mom broke her leg in 2 places and shattered her right foot. Thanks to these injuries, they sadly lost their jobs. This was back when you could get away with making people redundant for long-term medical injuries. Thanks to the injuries and losing their jobs, they were stuck at home all day and could do very little except take painkillers and watch TV. I spent a lot of time with family, babysitters, or just hanging out with friends outside for at least a year while they recovered and went through rehab and surgeries. There is a part of long-term injuries that isn't always brought up: pain management. Between broken bones, torn muscles, and not being able to work, Mom and Dad were in pain and taking a lot of pills and injections just to function. And, well,